Now, you were ordained a rabbi in 1920.
That is right.
And let's see how the idea of becoming a rabbi germinated in your mind. Why did you want to become a rabbi?
I began to prepare for the rabbinate when I was 13 years of age. I didn't know anything about the rabbinate. I was able to read Hebrew, and I was also confirmed at 13 in a Reform temple. And the rabbi said, "We're going to make a rabbi out of you." And they made the decision. The rabbi and my father. A 13-year-old boy doesn't know his rear end from a hole in the ground.
That's true. So really, it was made up for you. You didn't yourself want to become a rabbi.
I didn't object to it. I had no will in those matters. I was a kid, a pisher.
Yes. Let's see when you first taught courses in Jewish history. Was that at the Hebrew Union College?
I was ordained in 1920 in June.
Yes.
Before I was ordained, I was appointed to the faculty as an instructor.
Okay.
And I have been at the college since 1920 as a member of the faculty. This is my 69th year on the faculty.
Isn't that wonderful?
I hope so.
Yes. And Rabbi, let's see, you went to the University of Berlin. Did you feel the need for further background in your field? Is that what?
That is an understatement. I taught from 1920 to 1922, and I realized that I couldn't cut the mustard, if you know the phrase.
Yes, I do.
And so I got leave of absence. I still kept my rank and my position. Got leave of absence and went abroad and spent 4 years abroad, including most of the time in Germany, a little time in France, and a little time in Mandate, Palestine.
I see. Now, let's see what life was like in Berlin for a Jewish person in the early 20s. Was there a problem, or it was just...
In the early 20s, it was Weimar Germany. It was a liberal republic, as liberal, if not more liberal, than the United States.
Yes.
However, I got over there in 22, and the proto-Nazis were already starting. They were really organized in 23. There were Nazis were quite active, and some of the students in my classes were Nazis, whom I talked to.
Yes.
The Nazi movement was active when I got there.
So
I got there a month, or just about the same month probably, that Rathenau was assassinated.
I see. And where did you live when you were in Berlin?
I lived, they didn't have any dormers. You lived with private families. I lived with private families, and most of the Jews in Germany are Orthodox, so I lived in kosher homes.
Yes.
And when I joined a synagogue, I joined a Orthodox synagogue. There were Reform synagogues, but their service was completely in German, and I didn't understand it, and they were not interesting. I found the Orthodox service more interesting.
Yes, yes.